Meisterstahl hailing frequencies are open.
Okay, we're on.
The opinions expressed in tonight's podcast are those of the individuals speaking. They do not necessarily reflect the views of HarrisFilm Productions or its other crew members.
This is Steve Harry Harris and the HarrisFilm crew.
Matt Arnold, Ken Mays, and Mark Ferguson.
HarrisFilm has entered the 2024 Showrunner Awards, and we're 2 of 27 entries. I'm not sure exactly what specific awards that they put themselves in for.
Tonight, we're going to review one of our own films. I will abstain from voting. We did this in November last year. Take a look. Tell me what you think.
I'm proud of what we've done so far, and I look forward to what we're going to do moving forward.
This is Task Force 78.
Personal log. Commander Marsh speaking. Today I record a log about, of all things, a human tradition. One known as Christmas. A time of joy, they say. But I have found something in this celebration that resonates with the heart of a Klingon warrior. There is this character known as Krampus. A punisher of the wicked and the misbehaving. A demon who separates the worthy from the unworthy. Yes, this Krampus, he knows what it means to be a warrior, to feel the thrill of victory. In this strange holiday, I find a connection to our Klingon ideals. And so, this tree I have decorated with blades and warrior-themed decorations. It symbolizes not only Christmas, but the spirit of a Klingon warrior. Krampus understands what it is to be a warrior, the thrill of battle, the joy of victory. To Krampus, the true warrior's holiday. And so, on this Christmas, I will also raise my glass to all my Klingon kin on Kronos. May your victories be swift, and may your enemies tremble at your feet. Kapla!
Shwit, Jihong, Edge, Jikuk, Jihong, Mot, Edge, Jikuk, Mot, Jishov, Jiboch, Edge, Jiber, Jiboch, Mot, Edge, Jiber, Mot, Jishov, Kamushcha, Edge, Kane.
I wore my Klingon shirt in honor of Krampus tonight. And in case you missed it, at the end of Krampus, there's a dedication to Steve Atwell. We were actually in negotiations to have him join Task Force 78 as a Klingon captain when he got gravely ill and passed away, unfortunately. But we really have enjoyed watching all of the things that he was in as a Klingon, and we highly respected him and miss him a great deal. So, yeah, Mike Locklear did a fantastic job, but even he said he had very big shoes to fill. So, we miss you, Steve. First time you've seen that?
Yeah, it is in its entirety. It's I really like the spirit that the Klingon has about that, and that was really good. He played the part very well. You could see the Klingon, happiness in him, and also identifying with other things. So it was very good.
Okay,
Very
so you give
entertaining.
2 thumbs up for his acting.
Yep.
Cool. Overall, 2 thumbs up for the film.
Oh yeah, definitely.
okay.
If I had a third thumb, I'd give you one.
You can keep the third one. That's
Just
okay.
raise your toe up.
Yeah, big toe.
No toes.
Okay.
Any constructive
Yeah.
criticism?
Constructive wise, maybe the Christmas tree. I don't know if you could animate that or not.
Yeah, that
But
would have been a good thing.
That would have been kind of
yeah.
nice to see the sparkling of it. But I think all the scenes went together good. But that would have been a really nice touch to see a twinkle from that, and I really liked that they showed the little Klingon ship on the tree.
Matt?
Mike did a great job.
He did do a good job with it, and I tell you what, he plays a Klingon very well. Okay, the only thing I couldn't understand it was the language when he was talking at the end of it.
Oh,
I don't understand Klingon.
right.
He probably cussing you out. You don't even realize.
It's a Klingon poem. If I remember correctly, it's about battle and death.
Oh, okay. But I think everything was done good on it. And like Mark said, they could have had a little more animation in the tree, a little more lights.
Yeah, Ken, what's up with that? I'll talk to you in a minute.
Other than that, I give 2 thumbs up.
Okay. So yeah, great acting, pretty good backgrounds, excellent VFX. So in those 3 categories, 3 thumbs up.
Yep. I wish somebody do about those things right there because they've been there too long.
Oh man, I thought you ate those.
They did.
Came back.
He's coming back.
They came back.
Yeah.
Man, all right. Any constructive criticism other than the lighting? The lights not blinking?
Not really. Just did a good job on it. And
so not too long, not too short, just right. It's
it's just short and sweet.
Okay, Goldilocks. Gotcha. All right, good. Thank you. Ken, you and I kind of worked on this and kind of didn't. We worked out the idea, and you were busy working on some other stuff for me and could not set aside any time to do the backgrounds for this particular thing. So I had to rely on AI, which I hate, and it took me about a week to get something usable. I'm still not happy with all of it, but it is what it is. Any comments?
Well, I did knock together the background of the Klingon bridge.
Right.
It was just a quick, dirty grid screen behind him, and the Klingon seal, and
that's perfect.
The Krampus figure that was standing behind him.
Yeah.
And
that was perfect. The rest of that stuff, I had to talk to AI for a week or two and convince it that I wanted something a certain way in a cinematic format, and that didn't know what I was talking about. It was really frustrating. Mm-hmm. All right. So any constructive criticism?
Yeah. Well, speaking on behalf of all the youngsters, the number one question will be, where are his ridges?
Oh, come on.
We're TOS era. Both you and I both know where his ridges are and why they're not there. But the youngsters will ask.
They need to watch Enterprise to find out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense.
That's one thing about the Enterprise. That bridged the gap between what happened with the Klingons. And
absolutely.
If you ain't seen Enterprise, go watch it and you'll see.
When Worf was asked something about, why did the Klingons not have ridges? He said, "We don't discuss that."
Yes, and that was Deep Space Nine, Trials and Tribulations.
Yeah, so we don't discuss that.
Right.
So I think that
Klingons? They're asking for Ractagino? Okay. Explanation.
This new generation that are being brought up on Discovery, they think the Klingons look like orcs.
Right. Sorry, guys. I mean, you're free to like Discovery if you want.
Don't get me started.
Being an original TOS fan, Discovery is a non sequitur. It just does not compute within the Enterprise through Voyager timeline. So it's obviously a different timeline, and that's fine.
And they couldn't even maintain continuity. I mean, you look at the way the Klingons were shown, and then it kind of shifted over into Strange New Worlds, and then when the Klingons showed up in the Strange New Worlds, they looked more like
Seemed to
Next
be
Generation
corrected.
era.
Right. That's
But they,
fine. I
but
like that
it
better.
was still wrong because that's not what the Klingons look like in that era.
Right, but it's better. That's what I'm saying. So it's like the people that are doing Strange New Worlds are trying to bridge the gap and correct some problems, but they're not sure what to do because they're not original TOS fans.
Well, moving right along, I'd like to show you a little bit of an interview that Ken Mays and I had with Mage O'Rage, or as we know him, Mike Locklear, who plays Klingon Commander Maj in our films. Okay, Mike, take it away.
I'm proud of what we've done so far, and I look forward to what we're going to do moving forward.
You and I started talking in late October, early November about the possibility of doing a Thanksgiving or a Christmas special, remember, last year. Mm-hmm. And it took probably a week or two for me to get the rough draft done, sent to you, and then you got your input. And I think you had it all back to me around Thanksgiving. And that gave me enough leeway to actually get those special effects done that we did for Klingon Krampus. And overall, I think it's an interesting little Christmas tidbit and a look into the life of at least one follower of Krampus within the Klingon Empire. See your face whenever you're doing your drink and it looked like it was going to spill.
Yeah. That.
I love that. I didn't create that character by myself. You know, I asked you to come into the picture and look at what I had written and give me a couple of pointers as to what you feel like your character would say or do. And you put that into your acting, and you were able to actually do it without my help. I think what you produced with your wife actually came across very well. Were you going for straight I'm a Klingon, or a little bit of nuanced comedy as well with Klingon Krampus?
I was attempting to play it straight, but it kind of captured a little bit of the TOS camp in the end, and just it's almost just the absurdity of a Klingon who became obsessed with something like Krampus. I feel like there's so much to work with there. And I feel like I bring a little bit of comedy to everything I do, and that it's something that I can't avoid doing.
How do you feel about that evolving character of yours, maybe acting a little different than the audience might expect?
I think it's always a good thing to kind of subvert expectations a little bit. And, no culture is 100% homogenous. There's always going to be outliers in any population. And so, a unique type of Klingon is not outside of the realm of possibility at all. I want to be authentic and true to the spirit of TOS Klingons. Now, I really enjoyed the kind of collaborative approach to the project that we took. I feel like it came out way better than if either of us had tried to do something like write it 100% individually. I feel like teamwork and collaboration make just about everything better.
Agreed. I think it came across as pretty serious with a little bit of comedic element here and there, and that's exactly what we're going for here. You're with NerdTube.
I am. I work with them.
So what's NerdTube all about?
NerdTube is a variety YouTube channel where we talk about everything from MCU, DCU, Star Wars, Star Trek, just all sorts of stuff. Final Fantasy, Dragon Ball Z, just sports entertainment's a big thing we talk about at the channel. There's also a Friday Variety podcast where we talk about current events and politics and stuff like that. We've got Vance Major, cousin Cheeto, myself, Zam.
Zamir Patwa, yep.
Yes, sir. Great gentleman.
Well, Mike, of course, we appreciate you participating in our films, but a couple of your other buddies over at NerdTube are participating as well.
Zam is going to be a computer voice, and he's a scientist in another film that's actually in post-production. Jason E. is going to be a captain in one of our ships, and then hopefully cross deck to the next ship. So when one ship gets damaged or is no longer usable, cross deck to the next ship and continue the story.
Well, let's shift gears a minute and talk a little bit about the Krytek and the Klingon ship commanded by Maj. Take a look at this VFX Ken did for us.
This is main engineering down below. Look who that is.
Oh, snap.
Jefferson Kelly as Mr. Cisco.
Big J. He's on the podcast too. Great fellow there.
Jefferson Kelly. And what's his podcast that he has on his own?
He's Beyond Trek podcast.
That's it. Beyond Trek. So be sure to visit Beyond Trek podcasts and NerdTube.
The name's NerdTube. Remember it.
And of course, where you are right now, HarrisFilm Productions.
I always thought that I would have made a Klingon better in the vein of General Kor or Kempek.
And we may go there. I just, at this point, Maj is the guy in charge. You may be calling him up after Xenosian encounter's over and chastising him for going farther into Federation space, because, hey, we're damaged, you're damaged, somebody's got to get repaired somewhere. Somebody needs a tow. We may have a bigot or two on both sides of the screen there, on the Klingon ship and on the Federation ship, who are completely anti-Klingon, because Klingon War that we just had was about 10 years ago. And now we're in 2267, which is right before the Organian Treaty. So are we going to be the group that starts that war? Or are we going to be the group that thinks maybe we can work something out together for, our mutual benefit to save this sector, including the Klingon neutral zone? Hopefully that'll be well received.
Fingers crossed.
With actors like you and special effects guys like him and directors and writers and all of the other guys, the graphics artists, it all comes together eventually with the editors and the music, and you have a film.
I'm excited about the prospect of having actual crewmen, despite not having any friends locally to convince to dress up like Klingons with me. Well, thank you for having me involved on the project. It's been a pleasure trying to come up with Commander Maj and bring him to life, working with you guys.
The reason for this review was because we were up for an award, and this is to celebrate that we tied second place for the micro budget award. Okay, so 2 thumbs up for our film and 2 pinkies up. We're also going to submit some things this year, and we wish the best of luck to all of those who enter. Steve Harry Harris and HarrisFilm crew, good night.
Like, comment, subscribe, and share.
See you next time.
Hailing frequencies are closed. Transmission complete.